Hi there, and welcome along to another look at a cinema that has been lost forever. This time we are focusing our attentions on the assembly rooms in Southwold. A long time ago, the town of Southwold on the Suffolk coast boasted a large cinema which during its lifetime was called the Assembly Rooms, the Electric Picture Palace, just the Cinema, and finally the Ritz. The building was situated in York Road, but sadly no trace of it remains in this bustling seaside town of today. At the start of the 1900s, public meetings, plays and other events were held in the Assembly Rooms. The building was owned by local man Stanley Ransom. In August 1912, a screen with rounded corners was painted on the back wall and projection apparatus was installed. The town had its first cinema, the Electric Picture Palace. Tickets were priced at 1 shilling, 6pence and 3pence. On the 11th of October 1921, following the death of Stanley Ransom, it was taken over by Lily Crick and was closed for 4 days for cleaning and redecoration. James Blythe, her 20-year-old son from a previous marriage, became the manager, and she took on pianist Madame J. Kenyon as musical director and a violinist as well. The cinema, as it later became known, was also used for events such as dinners. The multi-purpose auditorium was enlarged in 1927 with a sprung dance floor being installed. A larger screen and raked seating, presumably at the rear, for about 500 people. Behind the publicity float for the film Tell It to the Marines is the newly enlarged hall. Raked seating extended from near the side of the old building to the back of the new hall. The projection box, which is not shown in this picture, was now a separate room on the outside. At the end of summer 1930, the cinema reported that at enormous cost, the Western Electric system of sound reproduction has been installed. It showed the review Elstree Calling and announced that children in arms will not be admitted as silence must be enforced when the programme is being shown. Following the death of Lily Crick in 1942, James ran the cinema for the next 17 years. The 1953 Kinney Yearbook, which lists 400 seats, records George Crick as managing director of the Cinema Southwold Limited. It was then leased to cinema company managing director Norman Hope Bell, an ex-assistant director at Twickenham Film Studios and producer of such films as 1937's Old Mother Riley. He left though in 1960, and Mr. Burgess took over, rechristening it the Ritz, and he even installed CinemaScope. But by this time audiences had already started to decline, brought about in no small part by the opening of Anglia TV in 1959. Film presentations ended with the comedy Trial and Error, starring Peter Sellers, which was released in late 1962. The business struggled on for a short while with dancers and bingo, but in October 1963, Mr. Burgess called it a day. This was taken when it was not palatial or ritzy, after the magic had gone and just before it was demolished. The building became a furniture warehouse, then home to a building company, before it was knocked down in the early 1980s. A doctor's surgery went up, later replaced by flats called Orwell Court. Well, that's it for this one. Our next outing will be to the Odeon Lowestoft. Thank you so much for watching, and please like and subscribe if you want to. Till next time, be good to each other, and I'll see you soon. Ta-da!